Hello and welcome to my little tutorial video here on how to take a Scania engine and put it into a Renault truck. In order to do this, you'll need to go to EuroTruckSimulator2.com, the official Euro Truck Simulator 2 site, and then mod underscore tools.php, or you can just search XCX extractor on Google, and the first page comes up will be this. In here you'll see this is a pretty boring page, but you would have to click this. Uh, Archived modding page is still accessible here. Click that, and in here you will see the game archive extractor. You'll download that, which comes in a zip file. You'll unextract that, and you get a file. Now what we need, close that down. So I've made a little folder here called ETS2 mods. And in here you get this, where this is where I'm gonna be doing all my things. So what you need to do is go into your Steam folder or wherever you installed Euro Truck Simulator 2. In my case, it's under my, Steam, and then in here I've got Steam apps, then common, and then you'll find Euro Truck Simulator 2. So wherever you install Euro Truck Simulator 2, in here there's a file called def.scs, this one. You'll copy that, as I did, and place it in here. Now what you're going to be doing is you're going to take this file, you're going to drag it, like I'm doing, drag it onto the SCS extractor. And it will bring up this, and I'm going to close this again because we don't want it doing that. But it's going to bring up a black box where it tells you it's whatever it's doing. And it's going to tell you that it's extracting 14,500 files. Now, this file is only like 5 megabytes big, and when you are extracting it, it's like 15 megabytes big. But it's a lot of files, it's a lot of small text files, so it takes a while. So don't be alarmed if you have to sit there for 5 minutes waiting for it to extract. It will take time. So So what I've done is so when that's extracted, you get two files. You get two folders. One's called custom and one's called def. Now this file is what we want. The def folder is what we want. Now what you want to do with that is create a copy of it. I did that, and I've called it def copy because we want that late in a little while. So what you're going to be doing is that you're going to be opening this file called def, this folder. In here you've got a lot of files, and what we need is one called vehicle. So we'll highlight everybody else, all the other files, we'll mark those, unmark the vehicle one, and delete all the rest because we don't need them. So right now we've only got when this is done in a moment. Slow computer today. We got the vehicle file left. Now in here we're gonna want the truck dealer folder. You could use the truck UK folder, but that means you get the truck with the UK side, steering wheel side on here. And in my case, we're not gonna do that, so we're gonna mark everything else and keep the truck dealer. Delete that. As you can see, it's deleting a lot of elements because it's a lot of elements in here. Now, what we've got left is the file folder called truck dealer. When this is done, thank you. Now, what we want, as I said, we're gonna put a Scania engine into a Renault engine, but you could put a Volvo engine into a whatever you want. So, but what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be marking everything else. We only want to keep the Renault one, and we're gonna delete the rest of them because we don't need them. Then we're gonna be taking the Renault one, and we're gonna choose one here. Let's say we'll take the Renault 5 here. We go down, you can see this is the Renault Magnum. Right here, that's the Magnum. If we take, let's say, what's in number 4? That's another Magnum in number 4. Number 5 is another Magnum. Let's say number 6, what is that? The 6 is a premium. It's the premium one. So let's change the premium one just for fun. So as you can see in here, they've all got different things called, vehicle accessory, chassis, cabin, interior, engine. And what we want in this case, we want the engine file, which means we've got, it's called Renault 6 engine, and right now it's got the DXILL 380 engine. So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be going back to our file folder where we had the def copy file, and we're gonna open that. And as you can see in here, so where this load leads us is this says it's in def vehicle truck Renault premium in this case, and it's got engine and DX. So what we want instead is what we scania with this. So we're gonna be going into truck, as it says. No, we're going to vehicle, then we're going in to find truck here, which is this one. And in here you've got the DAF XF, DAF FX, XF Euro 6, and Iveco Highway, Stralis, all of those. In my case, we're going to be taking the Scania. So we've got the Streamline, the 2016 S, 2016 R, and the Scania R, which is the standard one. We're going to be taking the Streamline one, and we're going to be taking the, because I want the Stream, I don't know, doesn't matter. And we're going into the engine. In here you can see all the different engines it's got. The DC12, DC13, DC16. We're gonna be going with the, I don't know what the difference is between the DC16 730 horsepower 2 and the normal one, but we're just gonna take the normal one. So in order to do this, we'll take this, copy all of it. Now in my case, in your case, it might just say DC16 underscore 730 and don't have the C on .c, but that's because I've changed settings, so I've got the endings of files on. It's important that you get the C on. So what we're going to be doing is we're changing the engine, which is right here, engine. We're going to copy this in like this. So it says .c. Remember, it has to be exact. Has to be exact, or else you might crash your game. And then this part here is not correct because we're not taking it from the Renault folder. We're taking it from the Scania Streamline folder. So we'll go back again. And we'll just copy this. Make sure it's copied correct. We'll put it in where this says right here. And we should have the def vehicles truck scania.streamline engine and DC16730C. Now I'm gonna change the transmission too, so that's gonna be the exact same thing you're gonna be doing. So we're gonna back to the streamline and transmission. Now I don't have to put in a Scania transmission. I can put in a main transmission if I wanted to, but we're just gonna be keeping this. So this might not be the correct one I want, but let's just take it. So I'm taking this one. This is the GRSO925 underscore R.C. We'll move that into this one here. This one, and we'll have to make sure we copy this up here so we get the same again, so we're still in the Renault Streamline. Like this. It's very important you don't change anything else, because if you delete one of these brackets here or anything else, the file won't work. It will just crash the game. So it's very important you keep this right. So I've got all these, so I've changed all these now so they're correct. I've got the Scania transmission and the Scania engine in here. Now we will have to save this file because we are done with it. You could probably change like engine sounds too and whatever by doing the exact same thing, by following the path it says here, like sound, and then go in interior and change that to something else. Another interior you wanted. But I'm just changing the engine and the transmission. So we'll save that. Like that. It should be saved. I'm using Notepad++ to do this. You could use like standard Notepad if you wanted, or whatever. I like Notepad++. It's free, and it puts things in a very neat way, so it's very easy to do. Now we've saved that, which means we'll go back to our original file here with all these in. So I take it was the 6th one we changed. It was. We'll delete all the others because we don't need them. Like that. And now we can go all the way back. So you gotta make sure it says it's def, it's vehicle, it's truck dealer, it's Renault, and then you have the Renault file you changed in here. Now we'll take this, right click on it, I'll say add to archive. I'm using WinRAR to do this. So in here you gotta make sure it says zip. If you're using WinRAR, it has to be a zip file. It just has to. Compression method, it has to be saved. You can't compress the file. And in here we'll change this to call it like renault scania, and then just call it. And then we have to call it SCS, like .scs. It has to be a .scs file. And we'll just go okay. And we've got a 6 kilobyte renault.scs file, which is our mod file. We'll copy that like that. We'll open up the this one. So in here we found the my documents, Euro Truck Simulator 2, and then mod file, the mod folder in here, which is located like mod folder. And we'll just copy the file we just made in here, so it goes in here and be like Renault Scania. Is what I called it. Now we'll have to start up the game like that, and we'll go yes, please start up. And I'll cut you off from the viewing of this, and then we'll just start up Euro Truck Simulator in a second, I hope. Now this might seem like a lot of things to be doing right now, but it gets much easier when you've done this a few times. And whenever you've got an error, always go into the log file in your Euro Truck Simulator mod folder. I mean your Euro Truck Simulator, my document Euro Truck Simulator 2, and go in and find the log, because you can look it through that. At some point down the bottom will probably say Renault truck file or whatever file you made, the mod is missing blah blah blah, and it will tell you what it's missing, like if the accessory doesn't exist, or um, whatever is wrong with the file. It will tell you whatever, if it's missing a param, like a something, it will tell you in this. You can always go in and see it. Now I'm wondering why this is not starting. Should be starting. Okay, well, there we went. Might have alt typed it or something. So here we are. When this decides to load up my profiles and all that, it could take a while. I've got a lot of backup profiles and files in the save games. Here we are. We're gonna be using my Bruno profile. We're gonna be mod manager. There's a new mod found. Woohoo! Now in this case, installation time, you could change this to be like name, then go down and found R for Renault, but we'll just search. And it should be right here in Renault Scania, and this one we'll remove that. Don't need that. And we'll add this one. Put in. I've already made a MAN Euro 6 Scania, like the new MAN truck with the Scania engine and all that. But we'll take this and add it. Then we'll take confirm changes. Now we'll start up this, log into the game, and remember you have to do this in single player. It's important that you do this in single player. If you're playing multiplayer, you can't do this in multiplayer, because if you start up the game with that file loaded, the multiplayer will disable the file and you won't be able to buy your truck. So that's it's so you have to start up single player. Now as soon as you bought the truck, there's no problem. You can just buy up the truck, load up multiplayer, and it will still be there, because all this truck does is uses standard things from game. Like it uses all the standard things. There's no modded file here, like no modded things. It's all standard files, so multiplayer will recognize it as just a standard thing, and it will work. So what we're going to be doing here is that we're going to be go to truck dealer, and since we chose not to use the UK ones, we'll go Renault right here, and we'll then choose a Renault dealer that's not in the UK, which will be this one. We'll buy it online, and we'll have to find the Renault we changed. So that's going like so this is like the Magnum and Premium. Oh, there we are. As you can see here, it says 730, and it says OptiCruise GRSO 925R. We'll open that. No. We'll change that. Customize configuration, and we'll go in here. We can change whatever we want in here to look different, whatever we want. We can change all this to look different if we want. What we can't change is this. So if you push any of these, the mod will stop working. So we'll have to close down and load up again in order to buy it. So you can't change this now, and you can't change your transmission because I already changed that. But you can change anything else you want. You can put on another paint job. I've got a lot of paint jobs. Blah blah blah. You can change whatever you want. The only thing you can't change is these. And then you'll go, blah blah blah. We can confirm that. And we've got this. It's still got the engine and the transmission. We'll go purchase, and we'll put it into like one of my garages, like one that doesn't have any trucks in it. I think they all do. What am I? Oh, this doesn't. We'll go okay. It's bought, and then we'll go back to my truck manager, and it should be in the bottom right here. There it is, and it's got the 730 right there. I have to check this. What does this have for? Well, I put the wrong transmission into it, but it doesn't matter. I didn't put in the transmission I normally use, but it doesn't matter. So right here it is. You should just be able to take it out and drive it. No problem, no nothing. So that's how you put in another truck engine. You can do this with any of them. Scania S, Scania R, the Volvo, doesn't matter. You could put a Volvo engine in it. It's the exact same thing. You just have to find the Volvo file and change with that instead of Scania file. So thank you all for watching. I hope you learned something here. The more you do it, the easier it gets to do this. So thank you for watching.